And I'm wondering, I'm going to throw this out there. Do we have a problem with the other striker in Turin right now?
Well, this...
Or is this... You don't want to talk about this at all. You want to just go away, yeah?
No, I don't want to talk about it. I don't know why it does me. It's a sad subject, but just on this, do you think that maybe Paratici tried to put them all on sale to get them out of their, he's pulling sort of a De Laurentiis, like I'm scaring you so that you will start to perform. Ha ha. Okay, maybe not.
But it's over the summer, right?
Yeah, I mean, look at them over at Atalanta. It was Higuain and Dybala show, right? The two that were on sale.
Although it was also a horrendous performance for 75 minutes where they got their rear ends handed to them. And
But it's a little bit like what happened against Spurs as well. Do you remember? It was like they were terrible, and then 20 minutes, Higuain and Dybala put on a show, and it's over. It's always, they know how to combine so well. Who they don't know how to combine with as well is Ronaldo. And Ronaldo should have been the man who was taken off on the match on Tuesday night.
Let's remind people, he didn't play. So let's just go through this. He gets substituted in consecutive games.
Yeah.
He goes off with the national team.
Yeah.
My least favorite Portuguese person in the world, that Paciencia comes out like, oh, look, he's fit. Looks good to me now, right? It's Eintracht numbskull, right? He does play. He scores 1 million goals against, again, the Muppet Show. I don't even remember. Who were they? Munchkin Village and like
Liechtenstein, wasn't it?
Liechtenstein. Yeah. 2 L's or something.
He comes back. He's rested for the Atalanta game.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, the messaging I thought was interesting because you're saying, well, we're going to rest him for the Atalanta game, keep him fresh for Atletico Madrid. And I was thinking about this, right? If you're prioritizing the bigger games, and obviously this is something that Cristiano himself, of course, famously said in the interview with L'Equipe, which I'm not even sure he really believes or whatever. You could argue the Atalanta game is probably more important than the Atletico Madrid game, in the sense that you're playing Atletico Madrid at home. Atleti's going to come happy to play for the draw. If you can only play him in one of those two games, you would figure the Atalanta game might be more important, because if you lose that game and if you get humiliated, and they were on their way to getting humiliated, then all of a sudden you've got Inter at the top of the table. You're in a much different place.
But there's a distinction here. It's a bigger game for Juventus, is Atalanta, but the bigger game for Ronaldo, because it's the Champions League and the whole world is watching, and then he can sort of equal or better all the records. Juventus, for him against Atletico Madrid, is an individually bigger game.
That's definitely true. But also, let's not kid ourselves. If Juventus were to speak honestly about their priorities, the Champions League is several steps above Serie A now. They've won Serie A 8 seasons in a row.
No, I understand all that, but I'm saying they're already through.
Yeah,
they're already through. They're,
even with the draw, they don't need to do anything.
But what is the problem with? Is there a Cristiano issue? Is it a fitness issue? Is it? Are you going to go along with the Capello thing about he doesn't go past
There's
people?
100% a fitness issue, because it's been acknowledged. It's been acknowledged by him on the pitch with his gestures. It's been acknowledged by him in an interview with Arbola, and it was acknowledged by Sarri again last night, saying we'll see how his knee is after this. He is not at 100%. Whether or not that's all of it, I don't know. But without question, there is an injury issue.
Mina's contradicting you.
No, look, obviously there is an injury issue. I agree with that. He's spoken about it. Sarri's spoken about it. I don't think the medical teams are all lying about this, But I do think
Paciencia says he looks fine, so we should need to listen to
Doctor
Paciencia.
But who's your least favorite, by the way, Portuguese? But I think that the way that he's playing, there isn't that kind of edge that of Ronaldo. That sort of determination, that sort of like desire to, I'm going to break everything so that I can get this goal. I don't feel that with him. Right now, he just seems to be a little bit slow to everything. And I don't know whether it is because he's feeling this pain and maybe that's all that it is. But there's a part of me that's like, he's so happy in his life right now that I'm almost like scared that he's like, I don't need to be the guy at Juventus, I could just be the guy at Portugal.
No. Come on,
You're
Mina.
like, no.
It's Cristiano. Come on. There's no way.
Yeah, this is what I keep thinking to myself. The guy is obviously like a legend. But
he's just seen, didn't Messi just go ahead of him in another of these stupid contests that we talk about between them? Messi's now scored against more teams in the Champions League than Cristiano. There's no way, if
Well, if Aaron Ramsey didn't steal
Well,
that
yeah.
goal.
If Messi does indeed win the Ballon d'Or, there's no way that doesn't sting him. There's no way. Like, he cares too much about his personal story.
I hope he does. And I hope he's still that guy. I don't see it that way. That at the moment he's not playing like that guy.
I think he's a different player again than what he was, and I don't think it's the idea of going past people. I don't think Juve gives him enough support in terms of players around him. I think it's a much more individual game. That's why when people come out and say, "Oh, Douglas Costa is Juventus' most important player," right? Which some people say, yeah, because he's one-on-one. It's like Juventus is in this weird space, and maybe after years of Allegri, he's turned the whole game into a bunch of individual things, right? And because you remember Cristiano is the ultimate individual player, which is what he was before, whereas now he's much more of a team player, you figure that you need him to be an individual. No, he needs players around him. He needs players to play 1-2s, get him closer to the goal, and he still remains one of the best finishers in the world. And the guy with a tremendous sense of getting open. So
sorry, it just doesn't help that the midfield is not really the midfield of Madrid. So I feel like, with Pjanic basically playing as a defender, it's hard for him.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.